In the week 2 content area, we have one videos here from Simply Learn, and this video is very helpful to understand the overview of artificial intelligence concept, machine learning, deep learning, and it gave the very graphically explanation of concept. So they explained artificial intelligence, explain deep learning, machine learning, and at the end of this, so in the last part of this demonstration, they use a use case study to predict a person who have a historic data of their examination to predict if this person could have a diabetes. So they start with the using Jupyter and as a the editor, and then they start Python programs, and then load the data side in and analyze the data side step by step. So he have detailed explanation step by step how the data can be reading and can be showing visualized. And what I'm going to do is show you the step by step how you get on the Jupyter's and then starting to your very first Python programs in Jupyter. So Jupyter is basically is notebook which is running on browser. So this is Jupyter. You don't have to install that. I'm going to try it in the browser. I don't think I installed Jupyter here on my browser, so that's good. So I can show you what the start point is. You can download the Jupyter Lab, and Jupyter now is running with a different language, not only Python, but here is the start point of the Jupyter. So that's the coming with the running environment. So you can create a new file basically and starting to running your programs. For example, like in Python, we can define variables without any data type. For example, as x equal to 5, y equal to 7, and then print x and y, and then the C. Okay, let me clean this up. Let me create a basically you can cut those off. You don't want them, you can cut it as a block. So let's run it to see what happens. So basically you print x and y, and then if you get a z equal to x times y, and then if you want to print out the z, then you also can do that. 35. And if your X is a data side, so 3, 5, 7, 10, and then Y equal to let's see, for example, like that. But each of the data need to have it's a array, so you need to have separated by comma. 7, 10, 12. Okay. All right. So let's see if they're going to print out array. So that's print out the array for you, X and Y. So if you want to visualize the data, a lot of times you have to, let's see, data set array X and array Y. And then I would like to calculate some means of the data. So what we do is we use a very popular library, that Python will use to demonstrate the data. Is one is NumPython. So we import NumPython as maybe number, and then we also often use another set is pandas. We may use, we may don't. We'll see. In the tutorial that you probably watched in the first this simply learn session, that one does have the panda because it need to have some function from it. So I'm going to try to create a mean of the data side. What I call that? Num. Okay, num. Dot main function. So array X, and then I'm going to print M and say or I say array X main. Okay, and I'm going to print out array X main on it. So that's the first print, so we don't have to have that. The second one is X, Y, and then X. The average of X is 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 10 divided by 4 would be 6.25. I want to show some visualization of the data side. So to visualize your data, you probably want to use the library of Matplotlib library. Okay, that's you're going to use a Python plot. a plot. Okay, so I'm going to create a plot to show some data set. So plot set dot probably want to just show some scatter x and y and see, because the scatter will need two functions, two parameters to run it. So you're going to see, xy is just one value, so it's have x and y, so position is 5 and 7. So I was trying to show a real x and real y actually. A real x and a real y scatter, and this is print check by most recent call error is not defined. A real y is not defined. Oh yeah, because we misspell. Okay, so so that's a scatter of the data site. And if you want to show some bar shape, maybe you can do this. Instead of scatter, you can say bar, and we'll run as bar. So with the bar and with the scatter, so if we want to show some random data on the data side, so I'm going to create some random data set. Probably to run the random function and normalize that, and I'll give from 1 to 5 maybe, and have 100 data, and x going to create a random y, random data set. So I'm going to give 3, maybe 15 of them, and so I'm going to I probably don't want this anymore. So let's see if the random data will give some data set. Of course, this is just random data set. So every time you run it, it's going to show a different distribution, right? So with this very small examples, I would like to just show you how simple and how easy you can start to demonstrate data set. And in your homework, you have an option to creating a data set and visualize it. That's option A or B. Okay, I hope you enjoy the practice of the Python programs and visualize data.